Hey, yo, everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review. Today we're going to be doing my comic load for the week. Oh, probably the biggest week of the month for me, which is, I guess, now the third week of the month. It was technically the second week until January screwed everything up for us, but hey, shit happens. Just going to move the computer so I can fit everything down. And enough talk, we might as well get into it and start where we always start, with a little bit of Batman in our life, with Batman issue number 16, part 3 to the death of the family story. And as always, I get all the covers for Batman. It's the only series that I get all the covers for. Even the digital copy cover, which I don't use, I just give it to my friend. He gets a free Batman story. So, Batman goes to Arkham Asylum to hunt down the Joker. And while in Arkham, he sees this kingdom that Joker has made for him. This twisted, macabre kingdom that Joker has made for him. The stuff that Joker does to people, I don't even want to reveal, but it's just scary and gruesome. In addition to that, Joker pulls out all the favors with Mr. Freeze, with Clayface, with Two-Face, with Penguin and Riddler. He pulls out all the favors so that everyone in Batman's kingdom will be there. What will be the huge cliffhanger at the end of this issue? What will bring Batman to the edge of sanity and back? What will the Joker do that will force Batman's hand? Just gonna have to read and see. On to the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. Oh my god, this is dark shit. From stuff like Joker's tapestry that he makes for Batman, which is really quite disturbing, to how Joker has taken the guards and done what he's done with the guards, to just simply Batman riding a horse and what happens to the horse. It's there's just such a level of darkness and macabreness here. Everyone's well into character. Good dialogue for everyone. The backup issue was enjoyable. A little conversation between Joker, Two-Face, Penguin, and Riddler. The conclusion or the cliffhanger is pretty big. Exactly how Batman gets out of this one, who knows? And the thing is, and what you'll start to realize in all the Batman crossovers is there is a tray that Joker has that he keeps has a container over the tray, and he reveals it to everyone but the reader. And what it is, we don't know because it shows up in the other Batman issues. But oh, just it's unsettling not knowing. I think sometimes lack of knowledge is one of the most unsettling things. Bad, zilch. Come on, guys. It's Scott Snyder's Batman. It's just really good. And what I do like is the atmosphere in this issue. Very uncomfortable. And that praise goes just as much to Scott Snyder, but it really should go also to Greg Capullo, but because he drew this stuff and it's sketchy too. So good job, team. 5 out of 5, as always. Continuing the Bat Mania. Um, Batman and Robin issue number 16. Damian versus Batman. Which we know it's not Batman, but Damian doesn't know that. Yeah, so basically it's Damian versus this Batman fellow while also taking care of the Joker. The problem is that it's not going to be a happy ending for Damian. Whether he kills the Joker or whether the Joker kills him or whether he succumbs to the Joker or even joins the Joker. It's not a happy ending for Damian. And once again, the ominous tray shows up at the end of the issue with Joker in his unique garb that he wears. What's the ultimate fate for the Boy Wonder? Just gonna have to read and see. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good. Joker was again very unsettling in this issue, and I thought the ending was in particular very unsettling. There was some good fight scenes in this, just like Batman had some really good fight scenes. There was some pretty good fight scenes in this, particularly between Joker and the mysterious Bat fellow. Bad. The one bad that bothers me is, come on, this isn't Batman. We know it's not Batman. Uh, but here's the thing: he's able to go toe to toe with Damian, who Damian is an expert fighter, and he's able to hold his own. I just don't believe that. But besides that, this issue was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, and I will give it a 4 out of 5. Uh, in continuing the Batman Death of the Family is Batgirl issue number 16. So basically, Batgirl has to marry the Joker. Plain, fat, and simple. And Batgirl wants to kill him. She really wants to kill him so bad. Um, and there's no way to save Batgirl. There's no way. Well, that's a lie. There is one way. Someone comes to the rescue of Batgirl, an ally she never thought she would have. But they come and they rescue her, nonetheless. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good. You really feel Barbara's emotions in this issue. You really feel her when she is choking life out of Joker, and where she's like, "I'm killing him. I am killing this son of a bitch. I'll live with it with the rest of my life." But it's happening. You really feel it with her, and the emotion in it is just—it feels so raw and almost natural in a way. Uh, the man or woman that shows up to help out Barbara Gordon. I like their interaction with the Joker. I thought it was very, very fun. And Joker was fun in this too. Joker has been played pretty well across the board in all the Death of the Family crossovers. So I enjoyed him in this. Bad? Can't really think of any bad. It was a solid issue. I will give this a 4.5 out of 5. And Gal Simone is leaving it, but then coming back to the series, which is pretty funny and awesome. On to Savage Wolverine issue number 1. Let me take a moment to talk about Wolverine. A while back, I said that I like Wolverine, but I don't like him as much as I used to. And I do like Wolverine, but there's two things about Wolverine that I just don't like. One is I think Wolverine has a relatively weak in slash uninteresting rogue gallery. For all the fun, different stories that they do with him, other than Sabretooth and sometimes Silver Samurai, I don't really care for his rogue gallery. To be fair, I don't read Wolverine that much, but my fiance doesn't read Batman, and she knows every Batman villain. And I'm a comic book fan. I should know this stuff. Come on. I can name you all the X-Men villains. I don't read X-Men that much, but I know the X-Men villains. It's the thing about Wolverine is I think he has a weak rogue gallery. But the big thing about Wolverine that kind of bothers me today, and again, I like Wolverine. I think he's a great concept, a great character, and he's fun to read. But the other thing that bothers me with Wolverine is he's everywhere. With Savage Wolverine, and soon he's going to have another ongoing title, Wolverine Now, issue number 1, and then Wolverine the X-Men, Uncanny Avengers, New, no, he's not part of New Avengers, X-Men, like, regular X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, Astonishing X-Men, he's like in everything, AVX, or no, A plus X, this, and you're probably saying, well, Andrew, you hypocrite, you hypocrite bastard, what about Batman? Batman is in everything too. True. And I will not deny that. But for me personally, the difference between Batman and Wolverine is this. Three things. One, well, two things really. One is that is a little bit more logical with Batman because it's 4 titles that can be set at any point in time, and then one team up comic that happens separate. With Wolverine, it's like 12 team up comics. Somehow he's on like all these teams at once, and then he's all over the place. Two is I love Batman, so I can move that shit aside for him. For Wolverine, I like him. I'm in like with him. I don't love him. I'm in like with him. Um, but yeah, as for Wolverine himself, I want to give the chap a chance because he was like my second favorite combo character when I was like a kid. He's been dethroned like a million times over, but I did like Wolverine a lot. The concept of Savage Wolverine, and I wanted to pick this up because I heard they were doing a Wolverine series for the Marvel Now, but there's actually going to be a Wolverine issue number 1 for Marvel Now done by Paul Cornell. And basically, Wolverine teams up with Shauna, the Red Sonja ripoff, the She-Devil, the Savage She-Devil. And he's in the Savage Land. It's just basically him surviving the Savage Land. Wolverine kind of shows up there, and he's trying to help out Shield agents along with Shauna, if I'm saying her name right, and basically fighting against the savagery of the Savage Lands. Like that, don't you? Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good. The fighting in this is really good. I like the fact that Wolverine kills every once in a while. I mean, I love my heroes like Batman that don't kill, but it's kind of cool to just see someone with six claws tear and slash through everything. The art in this was really nice. I did like how Wolverine was drawn in this. Sometimes they proportion Wolverine too big. Sometimes they proportion him like he's Superman or Batman. I think this is a fair proportion for Wolverine. I think he looked good in this. I think the costume looked good because this costume is my second favorite of the Wolverine costumes. But I really like the brown and orange one a lot better. But see, the thing about this one is it grew on me a lot while looking at it in this issue. So kudos to the artist, who I don't know, Keith. Hi, Keith. How you doing? Uh, so yeah, the action, the art, and Wolverine felt in character, and there was some funny moments, and how he fights was great, where he will take hits no matter what because he just heals up. Bad is it's never explained how Wolverine got to the Savage Land. You first see it assumes he drops from the sky, but he just shows up there. Maybe it was explained in another series at another point, but I didn't read the other series at the other point, so I don't know. And I really don't care about Shauna, the She-Devil, whatever her name is. She's whatever. But that's just personally me. Uh, but the thing is it really doesn't explain how Wolverine gets there, and that kind of bothers me a lot. Whether or not you should get it, this issue surprised me because it was better than what I thought it was going to be. I will give this a 3.5 out of 5. It isn't the best Marvel now has delivered, but it was pretty fun, and I was hesitant on whether or not I was going to pick up issue number 2 because they're just going to come out with the regular Wolverine series, and I'm probably going to commit to that if anything for Wolverine. But I will give issue number 2 a chance because it did enough to basically, if you get a 3.5 in my book, I give you another chance. Sometimes. Next is Deathstroke, the Terminator, issue number 16. So Justin Jordan continues his story to kill the unkillable man, and basically that's what Deathstroke has to do. He was hired to kill the unkillable man. Plain, flat, and simple. You cut this guy's head off, he just puts it right back on. You shoot his head off, just grows right back. It's literally like the genie from Aladdin and Wolverine put together. You just can't kill this man. But Deathstroke finds out a way to do so. But here's the thing. In order to kill the unkillable man, Deathstroke can't be the one that kills him. So how does Deathstroke fulfill his contract to kill the unkillable man without actually being the one to kill him? Well, you're just going to have to read and see. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good. The fighting in this is probably one of the best of the week. It's really great action. Sometimes over the top, but still the over the top makes it fun. You see Deathstroke running and stabbing people, cutting people's heads off, shooting, bum 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 bum. Which, by the way, if you're a marksman or you know anything about guns, or if you're in the armed forces, or if you're a policeman, everyone knows that having two guns at the same time is a horrible idea. In fictional media, they do it all the time, and he's just jumping around, snapping necks, kicking ass, taking names. It was really fun. The art is good in this. The resolution to the comic is good in this, and this is actually resolves the story arc. It's a 2-issue story arc, and I kind of like that. It doesn't draw things out too much, and it kind of harpers back to the Silver and Bronze Age, where stories were an issue or 2 issues long, and you get that complete story, and then you can move on to the next. And Justin Jordan did what needed to be done to tell the story the way he should have told it. Bad, zilch. Deathstroke the Terminator once again is a 5 out of 5 this week, and I have to thank you, Justin Jordan, for taking this character whom I love passionately and continuingly to write him beautifully, how he should be written as a mercenary, and really bumping Deathstroke up on my list of favorite comics. Deathstroke for a while was not at the bottom, but in the low tier. He's getting up there now. So continue doing what you're doing, Justin. It's really good. And Justin, not Timberlake, Justin Jordan, I know you're watching. Um, Team 7, issue number 4. I've been reading Team 7 on the side, so I've kind of been keeping up with it, and this is the Black Diamond Probability issue number 4. It crossed over with Catwoman, which is set in the future of this story, because Team 7 set in the past. But nonetheless, it's Team 7 versus our good friend Eclipso. If you don't know who Eclipso is one of the old Silver Age villains that kind of fought the Justice League and kind of fought a bunch of other people and would be in Brave and the Bold team-ups, and he has his magical diamond that's black, but it's drawn purple most of the time, and I'm not the biggest Eclipso fan. He was used again most recently before this by, I think, James Robinson in his Justice League run. And yeah, Eclipso is pretty cool. It's kind of cool to see this new take on him and kind of seeing how Eclipso's new powers work. And Eclipso basically possesses one of the Team 7 members, so Team 7 has to work with Essence to take Eclipso out. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good. I like this interpretation of Eclipso. I like his powers. I like how he looks. He looks a little bit more fantasy based than weird alien thing based, although he's not an alien, but they're making him more look like a pissed off Bane elf. Bane elf. um, the fighting in this was really good. Characters had some nice moments in there. In Essence, I thought was handled better in this than she has been in Red Hood and the Outlaws. Good. Bad, I felt as though as much as I liked Eclipso, he kind of wasn't there long enough. This resolves the story arc. I would have liked maybe one more issue to resolve it. Give us a little bit more time to be absolutely scared shitless of Eclipso. But besides that, this was a good issue. 4 out of 5. Enjoyed it. On to Grifter, issue number 16, the final issue of Grifter. Yes, Grifter is getting canceled. For ill or for good. And basically, Grifter wants to put an end to the crap that's happening to him with the Demon Knights, but you know what's going to happen? Not that. Yeah, Grifter tries to find some resolution with his life, and he goes to an old ally of sorts to get it, and we find some secrets about Grifter, about his past, where he comes from, who he is, what he was created for. Doing the Dr. Wily. There you go. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good, dialogue was good. The art was good, and there was some fun moments here and there. Bad, the reveal was a little lackluster, and who was talking at the end and when it was revealed was a little bit predictable. I did like Amanda Waller showing up. I thought that was fun. On a whole, it was an okay issue, but not good enough to be an ending issue. If that makes sense. Uh, I wanted a little bit more of a bang, but Grifter kind of goes out with a whisper. It's not Grifter's style. We'll see what happens to him in the future. Moving on to just adjusting my eyelash. Suicide Squad issue number 16. Basically, what this does is it tells you how Deadshot is revitalized and brought back to life. And we also see a few sketchy things going on in the Suicide Squad team. Conspiracies and questionable ethical things being done to the Suicide Squad team, or Task Force X. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good, I liked Harley and Deadshot in this, just how they interacted. I'm actually kind of happy Harley's not with the Joker anymore. I like the uncomfortableness that comes with the conspiracy and the secrets going on. And Yo-Yo's return was just absolutely uncomfortable in a good way. Because Yo-Yo is old, figured and stuff, and then he shows up all happy and good with his Space Knights and something's going on. And I thought the panels were handled pretty well. Bad? Nothing in particular. I will give this a 3.5 out of 5. It was a good issue. Didn't wow me, but it's a good transition issue into what will be the next story arc. On to Ravagers, issue number 8. one of the breakout series in my opinions. And basically it's Warblade and Rose Wilson trying to save people. Yeah, apparently this a genetic bomb that's going off, and then when it explodes, the people that inhale the dust then get infected, and they blow up, and then they explode, and people inhale the dust. And Rose and Warblade need to stop this bomb, and Rose says, "We got to do it, but let's not kill people to do it." And Warblade's like, "We're evil. Why not?" And Rose is like, "Well, it's gonna piss off the Harvards." And Warblade's like, "We're evil. I don't understand it." But yes, they actually do their best to save these people. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good. I liked Warblade and Rose's banter back and forth. Uh, I thought the scenario was fun, and we got to see more of these characters and them develop, which was nice. Bad is we get to see only one panel of the actual Ravagers team, Caitlin Fairchild's team, and two is I felt as though there was too much going on with the citizens. No one cares about these citizens, and we're not going to see them outside of these issues. You're giving them more dialogue and panel space than necessary, and nothing really comes of it either. Uh, Whether or not you should get it, Ravagers this week wasn't quite as good as it's been in the past few weeks. I'll give a solid 3, but just that. What? Solid 3. Moving on to Captain America issue number 3. So we get to see the starting conclusion to the execution of Captain America, which he doesn't get executed, nor does a kid. And basically, Captain America has been hiding some secrets, and he needs to find a way to get off this Dimension X, or this horrible alternate universe, or wherever the hell they are. I think it's Dimension X. But he has to go through some of the locals to do it. Will Captain America make it out? And more importantly, what secrets is he hiding? Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Captain America in this, the art was good. The tension is very good. The fighting was good. There was some good character moments with some of the alien, extra dimensional creatures, which was fun. Um, yeah, and you know what I like about this is you just get that sense of survival on here. And it leaves off on a good cliffhanger. Bad, so Captain America and this kid is going to be executed, and then Captain America like beats one of them up, and they're like, "Don't execute them," and it's really kind of just silly how they get out from being killed. I mean, it kind of comes to bite them in the ass in a way ish, but it's just kind of silly. Uh, for that, I will give this a 4 out of 5. Captain America has been, in my opinion, the best of the Marvel now because it's just been radically different than what you've been delivered, and it's still fun. But yeah, 4 out of 5. Frankenstein, Agent of Shade, which I believe this is the last issue of Frankenstein too. Could be wrong, but I believe it is. And basically, here's the thing: Germ Bomb. Germ Bomb kills people. Frankenstein has to defeat Germ Bomb. That's the story. There you go. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Some nice character interactions here with Frankenstein and some of his teammates, and I think how the story ended was really funny. And it kind of goes off to the tune of what Frankenstein kind of was. It, it left off on a note that was good for Frankenstein. Um, and it's okay if it doesn't go off with a bang, like I was complaining about Grifter not going off with. But it left off on a note that Frankenstein should leave off on. Uh, Bad, nothing really, but I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. It's an okay issue. I know it was kind of lackluster, but hey, shit happens. Demon Knights issue number 16. So 30 years later, 30 years later, my friends, uh, we get to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get to see 6 of the Demon Knights 30 years later. Shiny Knight, Exodus, and the Horsewoman, whose name is Sarah, uh, all retain their youth through various different means. Shiny Knight through sipping the Grail, Exodus because she's an Amazon and she has prolonged youth, and the Horsewoman because of her connection with horses, we get to see more of. We get to see some of the other characters, but I don't want to reveal what happened to those characters because it's kind of cliffhanger with some of them. The only one I think that doesn't show up in this is Madame Xandu. Although I can't help but feel I'm forgetting someone. Well, yeah, actually I am in a way, but you're not gonna have to read to figure it out. And something's going down, and someone shows up, and who shows up? None other than Kane from I, Vampire, which might be getting canceled, and I am shocked about that. Shocked and appalled. But yes, Kane from My Vampire shows up. So what happens when the Demonites need to go up against the first vampire? Wait and see. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. This is the first issue outside of Paul Cornell writing the title, and in that I think it was handled very well. I like the utilization characters, the dialogue that was used for them. I like how it's 30 years later. We get to see some changes with some characters. We see some characters not change as much, with some shocking cliffhangers at the end. Bad. There's not much of a story here, at least not yet. The stage has been set, but like I said, not much of a story there yet. So whether or not you should get it, I'll give Demon Knights a 4 out of 5. Fun issue, enjoyable issue, but it's just that. I think the fact that the plot is a little, it has everything handled well. It's just the plot is a little thin. We're coming up to our last 3 issues of the week. So, do you know how to sell a comic to good old Andrew here? Put Batman on the cover. That sells it. Superboy, issue number 16, continuing or starting the Assault on the Fortress story arc, which is just a continuation of Hell on Earth. Um, let's set the stage. Superboy has to work with Batman and Wonder Woman to break through the fortress. And what I really find interesting about these all the Superman books is it's not like let's focus on Superboy just in this title and no one else. It's just a continuation of this long story. It's kind of like how Detective Comics and Batman Comics together were used to tell a full story arc of whatever. But mainly in this, it's we get to see Superboy team up with Batman and Wonder Woman, and then Cyborg and Superman team up. Good. I like how the pace of the story is done and how the story is being told. I like how everyone gets their moments in this, while Superboy is the main narrator, for lack of a better term. I like how everyone gets their own moments in this. A lot of good action, a lot of fun, witty banter and dialogue back and forth. And I also like to see how Superboy perceives all the members of the Justice League. And I also like the fact that Superman considers this such a big threat that he would call in the Justice League. Bad Zilch. This was a really fun issue. 5 out of 5. It was. The Hell on Earth stuff. Now that I see it's going longer than just the 6 issues we thought we were going to have it for, it's turning out to be more and more fun. Next is Anime Con Girls featuring Power Girl, and also Supergirl shows up in it, but her feature is next week or next month. Sorry. What can I say? It's Power Girl versus Silver Banshees and Lex Luthor, kind of. With Brainiac kind of hovering in the background and Supergirl showing up in the first meeting between Supergirl and Power Girl. Power Girl is really kind of just Superman of this universe. I thought Supergirl was going to be Superman of this universe, but they used Power Girl, which is fine. A good, bad, whether or not you should get it. The dialogue was smooth, the action was good, and the story was very status quo. Bad. I don't like Power Girl's gloves, which is really the toys design more than the artistic design. But remember when I said the story was very status quo? It's very status quo. Um, Predictable on how it works for the most part. Um, And I would have liked it to tie in a little bit more to what was happening in the previous 3 issues. But I think we'll get to see more of that in issue 5. Whether or not you should get it, this was a fun issue. 3 out of 5. Nothing to write home about. It's probably the weakest of the Anime Con Girls issue, but it's still fun, and the series has been interesting. Next, coming up is a new comic, one of the new comics from, what is this, Wave 4? Threshold, issue number 1, presenting The Hunted. So this stems out of the Green Lantern New Guardians Annual issue number 1. And basically, we have this renegade Green Lantern, or deep cover Green Lantern, Call. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Caul, Call. And basically, he's on the run. He's on a planet where someone has a bounty put on their head, and it's basically like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with trying to hunt that person down. It's television. It's entertainment. And he has that bounty put on his head. And is he able to survive? In addition to that, we get a LaFreeze backup. And LaFreeze right in the book of LaFreeze. Because it's Book of Ower. It's got to be a book of LaFreeze. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good. I like how this comic is so disattached from the rest of the DCU. It's still part of the DCU, and I think the promotion that they were doing for this in all their books saying the DCU just got bigger, it's a perfect promotion for it. It is part of the DCU, but it has none of the editorial mandates or any of the constraints that come on with any other titles. It is what it is. Keith Giffen does a good job of giving this world life and telling a fun story that was paced fairly well. The LaFreeze backup was funny and enjoyable, and I liked the character designs that locked these characters. Bad. This book is kind of broken up into 2 parts. Why, I don't know. I don't know, because there's a guy in here that looks like Cole, but he looks more human. I don't know if it's Cole in disguise or something, but yeah, the fact that it was broken up into 2 stories, I think, hurt it a bit. That and Keith Giffens, which is a fantastic writer, I think he did too good of a job making these feel like aliens talking to each other, because I felt a little lost in some of the terms and dialogue. In saying that, and technically this is considered a Green Lantern family book. How do I know? Because it stems out of Green Lantern, and the New 52 is in green. Um, on a whole, uh, before I get on to whether or not you should get it, Threshold is kind of a comic that I was unsure about, but I wanted to give a chance because, like I said, it's really kind of an adventure book where anything can happen, and you don't have to worry about those constraints. In saying that, this was just okay for me. It does just the bare minimum to make me want to possibly give the second issue a chance. I will give it a 3. I think it's the dialogue that hurt the most, but I really do like the concept of this and the characters that have come from it. So we'll see where it goes from there. So that is my comic load for the week. Which comic comes out on top, do I even have to say, is Batman. With Deathstroke coming in a close second, but my pick of the week is Batman issue number 16. As for news or updates, the only thing in ways of news is one of you guys sent me this news, and I'm going to actually see if I can pull up your name. Give credit where credit's due. I always say that. Let me just pull up YouTube. And this individual sent me a link to bleedingcool.com, which your news from Bleeding Cool can either be 100% accurate or a complete sham and lie, because you never know. White Gold Lego, he's the one that sent it to me. And basically, this news says that DC Universe Presents and I, Vampire has been canceled. Whether or not that's the case, we'll have to wait till the official DC announcement. But if that happens, DC Universe Presents, I can live with it being canceled. I, Vampire, I'm a little pissed off about. A little pissed off about. A title that really you didn't think would go anywhere and turns out to be one of the best of the New 52. It's getting canceled. What's up with that? So if that is true, it's a little bit how should I say, sad, uncomfortable. But I guess that's how the cookie crumbles, isn't it? Hmm? Comments come and go here and there, left and right. What can you do? In ways of video games, nothing really new has come out. I've gotten Paper Mario Sticker Star, but I have not played it yet because I still have to beat the Thousand Year Door. I have only three outstanding games right now, if you don't count Sticker Star. I have Thousand Year Door. I have Mega Man 8 because I have the collection. I beat every game except for 8. I'm at the very end of 8. And then I have the new Punch Out for the Wii, which I haven't even played yet. I just picked it up because I like the old Punch Out. Um, so yeah, I need to beat Thousand Year Door before I go into Sticker Star. But there's really no new games coming out. Oh, random. Apparently, people have reviewed Injustice Gods Among Us issue number 1. I meant to pick it up, but I can't find it anywhere. I'm gonna have to look for it. But yeah, other than that, nothing in the ways of stuff to talk about. Someone asked me if I would do what I am thinking about Pokemon X and Y. X and Y. I will. I am going to. When am I going to do that? Maybe Saturday, because I have work Saturday. But my fiance is going to a bridal show with my mother, my sister, and her mother, so it gives me a little extra time to do stuff. So with that said, what's your opinions on the books this week? What did you like? What didn't you like? I always like to hear. So please post by all means. And after my Pokemon, what I am thinking, there any particular what I am thinkings that you guys would like me to talk about? Let me know. With that said, this is Andrew saying peace out for now.